Welcome everybody to another Cosmic Canvas. I'm D&D Wife, and we are working on some more mushrooms today, but these are a little bit different. They're not the same dome mushrooms we had before. We do see a little bit of the little ones here, but our focus is these bigger ones that look really cool. We want to give them a nice look here for D&D. So yeah, I'm super excited for these because they are very important to our story, and I want to make sure that they're represented well. Let's get right into it. I had just started on the stone. We did the grass in blue, which is exactly what we wanted. Let me just make sure that my audio is good. Yep, I can hear myself. Always good, always good. All right. So yeah, like I said, we'd started painting this stone on here, and then we're going to complete that today with the mushrooms being our last and final touch. It's going to be super exciting. I do see a couple of bits in here that like get stuck, the dust from it being in my pile of shame for so long. So I'm picking them out little by little here. It's just like little bits of dust that get stuck in there. Forgotten supports that I missed like taking out. All right. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Let's see. So I had thought about doing, let's see here, like a pink and orange theme. And I don't know which one to do it on. So we've got a plethora of glow colors. I like the orange and pink combo, although it looks a little more red than anything else, but that's pink and that's orange. The red is this. So it looks a little more like the orange. And then we have blue, but blue is the color of Extraeus, and so is green. So I try not to do those too much. So then we've got purple and red as the other opposing colors, which is definitely interesting. Or we could mix it up, do purple and pink on one of them, and then orange and red, but that might be too similar. That's the trouble I'm running into with this. I like the pink and orange and the red and purple. I think those are complementing colors enough that they'll look good together. So let's see what we can do here for these mushrooms. Oh, they look so good. They look so good. All right. Ah, no. My little stands are uneven. Okay. But first let's work on the stone. I want to provide uh, a little bit of texture in here. I've got some texture brushes I use. These are brushes that I specifically let get like crusty and uh, like dry in weird, strange ways. If you can see, like this is a horrible looking brush. Let me back up a little bit here. There you go. You can see that is a horrible looking brush, but I let it do that on purpose so that I could use these end bristles as a good way of adding texture when I do want that in the paint. Sometimes you don't want that. You want the smooth look, and so that's why you want to keep your brushes as clean as possible. But this brush I'd used for a long time, and I needed to convert it into something more uh, textural. But thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate everybody who is joining. This is super fun to do, but it also serves a dual purpose that it helps me get through the plethora of miniatures that I've acquired that are unpainted. So it really helps me kind of get through all of that I have sitting here. And yeah, so thank you. All right, let's get to it. If you like what you see, go ahead and give me a follow. It really helps. I think we're at like 22 or 23, so that's awesome. Our goal is to get to 50, so let's get that done. All right, let's get started here. So like the other stones in the complementary piece that I put some up here, I have it on my little shelves. So this complementary piece here has a little bit of metallic shine to the stones, as well as a little bit of white and different tones of gray in them to give them a little bit of texture, a little bit of color contrast. And so I want to do the same here. Let's see. I want to give it like a bronzish tint a little bit on one side, so I'm just going to do a little dab of that. Not too crazy. We don't want to add too much of the metallic look because we're not trying to make the rocks look like they're made out of metal, just like they have runs of the mineral, you know, going through it, veins of mineral. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that down a little bit, do a little dry brush, stamp it down on the napkin here, and then just go lightly over some of the edges. Give it a little tint, just a hint of the metal color, nothing too crazy like I said. And we can go back again, fill our brush, stamp it a little more on the napkin, and then we just keep going, adding those little bits of metallic sheen to them. Use that same technique and you'll get this really nice organic looking paint to your piece. And I'm even going to put a little under here. Oh, that's a little too much. I want to dab it off here. And what we're also going to do is we're going to go back and add a little bit of the base gray in dry brush to mute some of the colors if they get too crazy. So don't worry about going too overboard with the paint. You can always go back and tone it down a little bit. But it can happen, so just, you know, be careful, be sparing in what you do. All right, let's add a little touch of white as well, like the other rocks that we had in the complementary piece. Actually, we gotta shake. I'm forgetting our cardinal rule. You shake it so hard you can hear it, and if you can't, you're not doing it right. There you go. You want to hear it sloshing around in there. Okay. Because if you don't, you run the risk of the paint just not being mixed well enough for you to use properly. It can clump, it can add all sorts of unwanted texture if that's not necessarily what you're looking for. So for sure recommend shaking. Alright, let's add a little bit of the white and do the same thing. We're going to stamp it down on this napkin. Give it a little hue and then just do a little dry brush all over this in little spats, little zones. Give it some nice texture. Alright, we can add a little more to the inside here. Okay, nice, nice. Inside, inside. Inside dab, inside dab. Okay, perfect. And as you can see, it does look a little overboard. So we're gonna tone it down. We're gonna get a little bit more of that gray, and we're gonna dry brush some in. That way we can tone it down, get it back down to a level that looks more realistic, more like the stone that we want. Where is my gray? There it is. Ooh, ha ha ha. Boop. All right, this one I should be good to go because we're so low. I have it just dripping from the bottom, so we should be good. Whew. Don't want to use that too much. I'm on my last bits. And, you know, miniature paint is expensive, so you want to use everything you can in the bottle. And then we're just going to go back in and tone down that white a little bit and that metallic bronze cast as well. Just going to go in and bring that down. Remember, even if you go overboard, the gray is always there, the base gray is always there to bring it back down to your level. So, like our idol and mentor, Mr. Bob Ross, they're just happy accidents. Just don't get too caught up in the fact that, you know, it got a little crazy. Just bring it back down. That's all. And it's a really nice, simple solution, so you don't have to worry about, oh, you know, I can't pull it back. This is one where you can. And then sometimes I would recommend it. You know, you can go a little overboard if you're not careful. All right, and there we go. We toned it down quite a bit. Now it looks a lot more like stone. I know it's harder to see the texture here. Let me see if I can bring it back. Or maybe bring, come on. Bring it forward. No, no. Come on. are you doing? I don't know. I tried. And then it focuses without my hand there. Awesome. Well, you can see right there the stone. I've been watching too many videos online. All right. Yeah, there you can see it looks pretty good. Looks like stone like we want. All right, and now we can move on to our mushrooms. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, so we've got our two colors, right? We've got orange and pink, and we've got red and purple, which are two really pretty good complementary colors. The pink and the orange are both warm colors, and so those two match because they're both in the same spectrum. Red and purple are both contrasting colors, cool versus warm, but purple, even though it's a cooler color, it has a mix of red in it, and so that's why it kind of fits in because it's got a little warmth to it. So yeah, those are the theming ties for the colors. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I don't want purple to be the overarching theme of this, so I'm thinking one of these mushrooms is red. That's crazy, huh? Yeah, I like it. I like it. Now, which one though? I think I like the big one to be red with the dotting here to be purple. That's what I'm thinking. They have little like dots of purple on it. I think that would look really cool. And then this can be what I'm thinking is orange with pink striping. Yeah, or like pink frilling. One of those. We'll figure that out as we go. Okay, we'll see what works, what fits, and then actually. I want to bring the other one down again because I want to use that one as a reference for the little button mushrooms because we want to make those as well. Okay, so why don't we work on the big guys first and then we can work on the little mushrooms last. Oof, they are going to be tough though, I will say. Okay, let's get started. Let's go with the red first. We're going to do the big guy in the middle. Let me see. Let me find a red here that works properly. You can see like I've got shelves of miniature paint that I can choose from. I've got like these little shelving units that can come out. They are super cool. I love this set. My husband got this whole box for me. I'm painting on it. This wooden little area. This is the top of the box that I organize all my things for. Like watch. Oh, I don't know if I can actually turn that. That's stationary. But here, let's see. Let's see if I can move my camera. There you go. You can see that's my box right there. It holds all my miniatures, my basing materials, everything. So I love it. And my husband bought it for me, so that's always good. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find a good red color. And actually, I'm going to put some paints away because they cause clutter over here. And sometimes they can create a mess. So we don't want that. Put some stuff away. Okay, so not in that one. What about here? Do we have any red? So it comes with those three shelves. I really like them. They're super cool. But let's see here. Put some more away. Get rid of that. There we go. Oh, and it looks like I have red in this last one. Ooh, Cambion Crimson. I like the Dragonfire Red. I think that one is a lot brighter and it works best with the fluorescent red. So that's what I'm going to use. All right. Let's grab this guy. Let's start giving him a good shake. Like I said, if you're not shaking it so hard you can hear it sloshing in there, you're not doing it right. There you go. Okay. Whew. I'm going to give myself a nice big dollop because we have a lot of mushroom to cover. And we might have to do multiple runs of the color as well, multiple layers to make it coat evenly. This is one where, although we are going to add texture on the bumps with a little bit of purple, we do want the smoothness to come through so that those bumps also look good. So I'm going to use a bigger brush here. Dip it in water, get it nice and pliant, and then get excess water off, but there's still water in here, keeping the tip nice and even, as you can see right there. Then we're just going to go in. I am going to pick up a little drop right there and then mix it in a bit. It makes the paint a lot more pliant and readily movable for your brush. And then we're just going to start sweeping down. And it does look like we're going to need a couple of brush or layers on this. So don't worry about it if it doesn't look like too vibrantly red right off the bat, or if you can see the underneath. That it's perfectly fine. If you're doing the thinner paint like you're supposed to, then adding more layers to it is not going to get rid of the detail that is underneath that you're trying to let come through. So just go ahead and add your paint. Let it kind of settle in there. If it's more liquidy, it is going to move around a bit. Ooh. There we go. Be careful, obviously, of other areas that you've already painted. So you can see I just ran into my rock, but I just brushed it off with my finger, essentially, because it's such a wet paint right now that I'm working with. I was able to do that, and although it left a tint of red, I'm not unhappy with that little accident. It actually worked out quite well. So it added just like a hint of red, which rocks normally have sometimes. So, looks organic enough. All right. Covering the whole mushroom. I love that you can still see all the bumps in there. It looks really cool. If you have any comments or thoughts on the colors and things like that, just let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. But so far, I do know people just like sometimes sitting back and enjoying the sound of my voice as they are relaxing on their Saturday, just like I am here, right? After the long week, we've been struggling, jamming, doing what we need to do to survive, and we just want to relax sometimes. So don't feel obligated to chat if you're not feeling up to it. It's just nice, okay? All right, we're going to keep it going. Every now and then you want to add a little bit of water to the paint just to keep it going, because I'm only pulling from a little part of it. As you can see, I'm pulling from one of the, like, not corners, but like one of the edges of the paint. So I'm not going into the full pool because I don't want too much on my brush, too much paint, and then you lose everything, all the detail you're trying to keep in there by keeping the paint loose with water, okay? But as I was saying, you just want to relax sometimes, chill. It's been a long, stressful week. The world's full of chaos and craziness, and sometimes we just want to rest. So take this time, relax, putter around your home, whatever makes you happy. For me, it's these miniatures. I love working with them. Something about them just kind of calms me down. And same thing with like other artistic endeavors, like crocheting. I love crocheting. It's so much fun, so creative. You can make so many things from clothes, toys. Hell, you can make handbags. So I love it. Sam, do what makes you happy. And bye-bye. I'm right here, buddy. My cat. You are privy to my cat's caterwauling. So sorry. Hi, buddy. I'm painting right now, so you can't come on my lap, okay? He's gotten a little needy these last couple months. He's really wanted to be a lap kitty, and for the most part, I let him. But when I'm streaming, obviously, it's sometimes not quite possible to do it all the time. Oof, I don't want to leave too much red on the rocks. I might go back with some gray and touch that up too. And that's what you can do, so don't feel too bad about it if it like runs off or something, okay? Remember, happy accidents are important too. Okay. Get that red paint in there. And I worry a little bit about red paint because it's quite a vibrant color, so if you're not careful, accidents with it can really show, But just take it easy, take it slow. Don't try to push the brush. Baba. No. Stop trying to climb up there, buddy. There's no food. Alright. My cat's also become a little curious about food. The little brat. He's our little princeling and he knows it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go into these rocks and cover them up a bit. Okay. Whew. It's tough getting in there. And we're going to have to use more red too, looks like. Alright, let's bring... Oh, well, we still have a little bit here actually. Let's use what we've got left. The whole point is to not waste what we've got. And then I just want to be very delicate with where I kind of try and get the brush. And even then it looks like I'm still... I might want to switch over to a smaller brush as I get lower down actually. I'm going to have to go in there a little bit. And remember, give your brushes a nice thorough cleaning. It's the boring part of painting and it's tedious, but that's what keeps your brushes in fantastic shape. That's what makes sure that you can keep painting for a long time without spending so much on all the supplies all the time, because it gets rough out there. Okay, let me get a thinner brush here. That should do it. That should be good. Let's get our water technique going here. I'm gonna try and take that off. There we go. Take that off the floor here. My grass doesn't need to be red. Okay. Looks like a little bit might have dried, but we'll go back and... Oh, can I? Alright. Alright. I was able to get it off here. Woo! Okay. We got this. We got it off as much as we could. I might have to go back in there and touch it up a bit. Or you might not be able to see it at all. It might just be my own brain being like, oh, everybody can see it. It's in a most hidden part though. I give myself a lot to work with because again, we're working with thin paint. I want to make sure that we have enough to do multiple layers. Alright, let's bring this in here. Some smaller brush to work with. That way it's a lot easier to get in those crevices and not mess with the existing paint that we've got going on. Alright. Gotta be careful. Oh, dang. Super careful. Don't want to go too crazy. Alright. We're doing good. We're doing okay. Just gotta keep going. Alright. Mix more paint in with a little bit of water. Get a good saturation going. And then just let yourself have some fun. I just like to paint to my heart's content on these days. A little bit of time to relax and step away from the burdens of the world. Alright, getting there. Whew. I love these brushes, they do really good. don't know why I'm whispering. I get really delicate about this. I don't want to even talk above a certain register for fear I'm gonna mess up and like jerk my hand to the certain side or something. Alright, let's give ourselves a little bit of breathing room to avoid clumping. We're gonna clean our brush again, just to keep it clean, you know? Perfect. And then I dropped my brush. Let's give that a good clean again. Who knows what kind of grossness it picked up. There we go. And the best telling thing about your brush when you... Oh, maybe I keep that out of the camera there. All right. Well, the next best telling thing about... There we go. The brushes is... and I lost my train of thought. Oh, when you dab them on the paper, if they don't leave streaks of paint behind, you're golden. And that's what I tried to say. All right. Let's see here. It looks like we're almost done applying the red to the underside anyway. I've still got to do the layering paints. And this is just also the base paint. Remember, we're going to do some coloring in the glow paint as well. I don't want to paint the entire mushroom in red glow paint because I think that'll just be too much, right? But maybe add some red glow on like the frills underneath or something to still show off that red. Let's see if I can get here. Alright. It's looking okay. Gonna cover the underneath here a bit better too. Mix in a little bit more red paint. Alright. Doing pretty good. Getting the underside, the second coating of red here. And it's starting to look so vibrant. I love it. Love the contrasting color too that I'm going to put on here. Beyond purple, of course, being my favorite color. I just think it's such a good color for adding pop to something. I guess there's a reason it's my favorite, right? I just think it works well with a lot. It was one of the hardest colors to come by in the old world. I mean, there was a reason why only royalty could wear purple. Only royalty could wear that cerulean blue that they used to have for like the robes and stuff for nobility. So that's why I love those colors. They're so beautiful. Alright, second layer on the top dome here. Keep it light, keep it smooth. Don't let it clump up. Perfect. Keep it flowy. That's what we want. Alright, alright. Oh, this is looking so good. So vibrantly red already. Definitely a warning color, right? Don't come near me. I'm red. Alright. Certainly a change from the other mushroom caps we were doing on the other guy. The other guy's a cooler color, and we're still going to have those mushrooms on here in a smaller capacity. But I want to show that Diaspora, the fae of mushrooms that controls these things, that everybody knows. She controls more than just those little mushrooms. She controls all of her mushrooms. There's There's no mushroom that can withstand her. And I'm working on the theory that all of the mushrooms that exist in Extraeus were once Fey mushrooms, but when the barriers closed, the connection to the Fey got cut off, and without connection to the Fey, they just became normal mushrooms. So now there's mushrooms that have been, propagated in Extraeus that are technically born in Extraeus, have never been in the Feywild, but technically they're her mushrooms. Like they're Fey mushrooms. They just don't have the Fey energy in them. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Just shopping thoughts, that's all. Okay, second layer on this bottom area, and that's gonna be so tough. Keep it light, keep it smooth. Okay. Here we go. Oh, accidentally touched the top of this mushroom. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful where you put your fingers too. Just painted myself. I am the canvas. Alright, let's see here. Just the last bit of work. Oof. Okay. Got a pretty good bright red mushroom. Ho ho. No, there's not going to be any white dots, I swear. This isn't going to be a Mario mushroom. Alright. Oh, had a little bit of red still in there. Want to give it a good... There we go. Perfect. Okay. Put this guy away. I want to get an even smaller brush here. Let's see. This might work. Let's find out. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is one of my old brushes I've let go to seed, so it could be a good texture brush. Let's take a look. There we go. I have a thin brush here. My trusty thin brush. Alright. Let's start doing this side one here. I was thinking of switching it up and making the mushroom pink with orange striping. I'm not sure yet. Because I just think having orange and red might be too, as the two focal colors might be a little too much. So, I probably will do some pink. Let's take a look here. Move some stuff around. My arm in the way. Okay. There we go. Let's see. I have a pink color in here somewhere. Pixie dust pink right here. Alright. This is looking pretty good. Not bad. You can actually see it is kind of red, although it shows a little orange on the screen. Gotta shake this one up real good because this pixie dust pink is actually quite liquidy. This one I don't need to water down as much. Alright. There we go. nice big dollop in case I need to do multiple rounds of color. Okay. I do still add a little bit of water to my brush. I'm going to mix this paint in a little better, make sure it's nice and mixed. This is a paint that likes to separate. There are some that keep together very well and others that just prefer to separate. I don't know if it's due to the mixing or the types of colors that they are, but that's what I've found. Okay, I'm going to paint the edge of where the mushroom and the rock meet. Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly flush or perfectly delineated because it's a mushroom growing, right? So there might be some biological overlap onto the rock. Okay. So we're just gonna do kind of like the best we can, you know? A rough estimate of where the mushroom and the rock meet. There we go. Oh, the pink is gonna look so cute with in contrast to the orange. Definitely a different color connotation. Oh, this is going to need so many layers for this pink to come through properly. It's like so light. But we'll figure it out. We'll get through it. We'll give it some depth. I might have... I wonder if it would have been better to paint it white underneath and then put the pink on, but that might have made it too, like, milky, you know? So I think this was our best option to keep the vibrancy of pink without making it too bright white underneath. And we'll try to keep the evenness, keep it smooth. All right. Oh, that's nice. The lines are coming through pretty well. And like I said, if they bleed or spider a little bit, I don't think that's a bad idea. It just makes it look more like fungus growing, in my opinion. Okay. Doing pretty good here. Not bad, not bad. Oh, this is quite relaxing. I can like feel my muscles relaxing as we speak. Alright. And then this is just fun too. And you know, this might not be the hobby you're doing right now. It might not be the hobby that interests you necessarily. But if it's just relaxing to come on this journey with me, that's all that matters. Okay. Filling in some of these, these edges. It's quite challenging, but like all things that you overcome, it's just so much more sweet, the victory, when you do accomplish something. You can really look back and say, I worked my ass off for that, and it looks fabulous. Alright, time to do the underneath here. I want to line it up with the stone as well. So I want to be careful here as I draw the edge. Okay. Whew, painting the underside is tough, but it looks really cool. I'm really liking it. Okay. we're doing good. Make sure we're not clumping up. Nothing worse than clumpy paint. A little bit of water on the brush. There we go. Nice and pliant. And I like these mushrooms because they don't have stems, so they're just like, it's like the fungus that grows out of things. No stem on this guy, just the growth. The growth. Sounds like a sci-fi nightmare. Okay, I'm trying. I can't really see in there. Let's hope I did good, yeah? Yeah, I can't really tell if I painted well under there or not. But that's our pink mushroom right there. I'm gonna have to add a couple more layers. Yeah, at least a couple more layers, I think. I'm gonna take a quick break and I will be right back. See you in a bit. All right, everybody, welcome back. Sorry about that. Oh, dropping stuff. Oh, good. All right, let's get right back to it. This should have given enough time for the pink paint to dry. So that was really, that's why you take the quick breaks. Give you enough time for your second layer to go on. Oh, we might not need a third layer. We'll see. We'll see. Because I don't want to go with a like Pepto-Bismol look either. Hmm. There we go. Add some good color in there. Oh, actually, we might actually need a third one. Just depends. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't, and sometimes you see later. Oh, no, it does. But that's the beauty of paint. It's not completely, this one technique is perfectly right. There are always differences, unique styles, times where people think that's not art. Just gotta prove them wrong. This is starting to look pretty good. I want to keep that texture in there. So I want to make sure to get rid of any excess paint that might be causing issues. Remember, you can always come back. And add more paint. Whew, it's tough though. And then we've got to add a little bit of layering underneath as well. A second layer of pink paint underneath, as much as we can anyway. I don't want to add too much. Perfect. There we go. Looking pretty good. Pretty snazzy. Alright. Let me just... Alright. And the red mushroom is looking pretty good too. I'm digging it. So, I think I don't need a third layer of the red, but I will definitely need a third layer of the pink paint. But we can start working on the purple dotting on the big red mushroom. I've got this really cool alien purple that I like using in congruence with the purple fluorescent paint that I have, so yay. Let's shake this up really good. Make sure you can hear and feel it sloshing around. Otherwise, you're not doing it right. Okay, just a little bit of paint goes a long way, and these Army Painter paints are awesome. Okay, gonna wet my brush just a little bit. Mix the paint a little. Dab it onto my brush. And we're gonna start big. Oh, it's already looking so good in contrast. Look at that. It's just such a unique look. Okay. Do more dotting here. Okay. We gotta be very careful with these dots. They can get tricky. And I want to make sure I don't go overboard with them or, put too much paint or something. But we're doing pretty good so far. Let's keep it going. Whew. Okay. That's a big dollop of purple. Whew. Gotta be careful. Don't want to go too crazy. But so far, these are looking real nice. I'm digging it. And even if there's a couple happy accidents, we'll make do. We'll figure it out. All right, we're looking pretty good here. And I'm trying to work with the miniature as much as possible. It's already got these existing bumps on it, so I don't want to mess with them too much or their placement. So that's where I'm trying to place the purple bumps. Oh, I almost don't want to breathe. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Oh man. Whew. Little splashes of color here and there. And another thing that I like about this miniature is that the bumps on here are very irregular. They're all different shapes and sizes. They get smaller as you go down to the frill, but they stay relatively in different shapes. So you don't feel like you're always, doing the same circle. They don't look like cartoons or, you know, fake. They look real. Ooh, this is tough adding all these. You just want to be careful, and I almost don't want to speak. But then I remember I'm live streaming. But it looks so good. Even if we mess up, it looks organic, it looks like it's part of what the mushroom intended to grow as. So I'm quite happy with it. Just gotta keep it going. And it is getting smaller the further down we go. And some of these are overlapping quite a bit. So I'm trying to keep like a good delineation and not let them muddle together too much as well. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, we're doing pretty good here. Look at that, already starting to look crazy. Oh, I dig it so much. I left a little bit of the undertone of the gray underneath the red, so it left like, it's kind of like my little trick to give depth to a miniature when I don't want to do too much work. I leave some of the shadow underneath from the base paint or the primer paint, and that creates a little bit of a contrast texture for me. And I don't have to do as much. That's my little trick. I don't know if it's a trick or just laziness. Sometimes I don't want to do all that crazy work, you know? And since I'm doing glow paints with these, that's a lot of work, a lot of dotting. So, oh, they almost look like warts growing. There's just so many of them. Okay. Oh man. Oh, here's a big one. Huge. All right. Here we go. Okay. Doing pretty good. Keep it flowing steady. Don't water down too much, otherwise you could get too runny and then, instead of bumps, you've got streaks. Gotta be careful. Alright. Mix in a little bit of water here with the purple. And then just go dotting everywhere. Alright. So many little purple dots. I wonder what they infect. They infect you with laughter. Imagine, that'd be crazy. Laughing mushrooms. Ooh, that sounds terrifying. Imagine hearing a sound of laughter in a dark, quiet forest. Not creepy laughter, it sounds like nice, uplifting, if someone's having a really fun time laughter, you know? You just follow it and yeah, that's all you can hear is just laughter. Till you come up to a clearing in the woods, and there, a circle of mushrooms. And from them, the laughter. That's not enough to drive someone insane. I don't know what is. Like, people are always like, I want to go to a different world. Are you sure? It can be crazy, and their rules are not our rules, you know? Like, Narnia has some freaky rules. Alright, let's keep some good paint going. Painstakingly dotting all these little zones. It's gonna be worth it in the end, I promise. If for nothing more than to say I did this. I painted this and it looked cool. Ooh. Oh man, I've only done like a small portion. I've done like that little bit, and there's like this whole other part of the frill that needs to go. I'm going to add more paint to this little area. Give it a good shake here. And then give myself some good paint. Alright. Let's keep it going here. Keep the paint flowing. Oof. The new Cat's Eye album dropped on Thursday or Friday, and I'm obsessed. They've got so many different songs in there, so many genres that they've covered. It's nuts. These girls are really talented. And I feel like they're bringing a little bit of authenticity to K-pop, you know. Even though I know they're not K-pop. They use the system. I call them K-pop. Alright. Oh, we're doing the bumps. So many little purple bumps. I wonder what it's all gonna look like when it's glowing. It's gonna be nuts. We've still got to do all this painstaking dotting in the glow paint. It's okay, it's worth it. Oh, so much paint. Well, so many bumps. And I love how irregularly placed they are too. They're not just different sizes relative to where they are on the cap, but they're also in just like random placements too. Some are bunched really close together, others are really far apart. So it doesn't feel like it's, planned. Oof. Oh man, that looks so good. Okay. There we go. We're doing pretty good. Okay. After a long week on the Harvest PvE server too, it's nice to sit down and just like paint for a little bit. I'm gonna log in later tonight, but it's nice to just kind of rest for a bit, a couple hours, just take your mind off of everything and just paint a little bit, chill. Not think about all the construction I've got to do, although it's mostly done now actually. But like all the other stuff I gotta get done, looting and getting all these different supplies. Being in charge is interesting. There's so much to take care of. The administration is real. Alright. Because we've got a pretty big faction, so actually we had to like organize ourselves. Okay. almost done with the bumpies. Almost. We've just got a little bit of the cap left. Oh man, this is very tough. Very tough to keep a steady hand during as well. Oh, I gotta like keep my eyes from getting cross-eyed. It's so little. So tiny. It's all good though, we're almost done. Well, with this one, we've still got to do all of the painstaking glowing dots. Whew. Let's see here. We're getting there, we're getting there. Almost done, just a few more left. Just like 5 more dots left or so. There we go. Oh, I see a couple. Okay, and that is the entire cap right there with purple dotting. That looks nuts. That looks crazy. Let's see if I can bring it into focus a bit. Look at that. That looks, wow. Right there. You can see all of that. Oh, there's a little spot. Yeah, I see a little spot I might have missed. Right there. And right here on this frill. There we go. I think that's everything. Yeah, like that. That looks too cool. And then let me see. Should I do some striping on the frills on the bottom? Let's see. See what that looks like. That's not terrible. I might do that in the glow paint. That would look cool. So gotta be careful. Okay, a couple more lines. Ooh. There we go. Nice. Not terrible looking. Do some more under here. It's got this frill. Okay. Oh, then this bottom one here. Oh man. Sometimes it's really tough getting in here. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Doing pretty good there. All right. Oh, let me just grab something. Sorry guys, bear with me here. Oh boy. Let me see. I'm trying to find something. Bear with me here. I'm gonna be right back. We gotta figure. All right, we gotta figure it out. Woo. Okay, but we're doing pretty good on this. I like this. Let's do one more layer of the pink paint for that little pink mushroom. It looks so cute. I think one more should do it. And I want to keep it smooth. Keep all that lovely texture in the frills. Oh, perfect. A third layer was definitely needed. But I want to be careful of my purple dotting because I just finished that. All right. It is, I don't know about you guys, but it is boiling hot where I am at. So, oh, right? Just a gross time. But we are trying to keep cool, doing low impact activities like miniature painting that does not require me to move too much. And like I always say, I do not like the heat. It is not my friend. I always say, I love the cold because I can always put more layers on. But in the heat, there's only so much I can take off before I get arrested. So, you gotta work with what you got. And I'd rather put more on than get arrested. Or, boil to death. Ugh, no thank you. So, my ideal living place would be Alaska. Although there are some times of the day where like the sun does last all day. So, pros and cons. All right, all right. We're doing pretty good here. Okay. We've got that pink paint drying now. And we are going to paint those little mushrooms, but not until the end because I want to make sure that everything else is completed. I'm going to take a little bit of gray since we're at, I think, a good point. Ooh. And just a little dab on there, nothing too crazy. And then clean that off a bit. Wet my brush, put a little gray on there, and I'm just gonna cover up a little bit. Just a little bit of that red. I'll still leave a little in there because I like it, but I want to make it more organic looking. Yeah, there we go. Better. See? That's what I mean by happy accidents. You don't have to worry too much that you messed up or that there's paint on there that you weren't expecting. There's always going to be paint we weren't expecting, things we weren't expecting to happen. Point is, we keep our cool, we deal with what we've got, and do the best that we can. Okay? It's all that matters in the end. It's all we can do. So, do what you can control, right? All right. I think here comes the fun part. I think we get to start doing the glow paint on the purple dots. So cool. All right. Give it a good shake. Remember, if you don't hear the paint in there, you're not doing it right. Okay. And then I'm going to put some just up here because we don't need too much. Just a little dollop will go a long way. We might need a little more, but we can always add more, as you know. Just a little bit of water to make it pliant. Perfect. And then we're going to want to go right over the purple we painted. If it goes a little over, that's not too bad either. You just want it to at least cover the purple we already painted on there. Okay, good, good. Oh, this is looking so good already with the glow paint. Okay. There we go. More glow, more glow. Oh, this is looking so good. Ooh. I ended up moving the miniature a little bit, but it put the paint right where I wanted it, so happy accidents, right? Gotta take the wins where you can. Oh, so good. Oh, I'm loving these bumps already. And having the glow purple on top of the darker purple, I feel like makes it stand out even more. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. We've just got to painstakingly dot this whole thing all over again. Imagine the things I do for the people at our table. Alright. Okay, doing pretty good. I'm really digging this dotting effect. I gotta be careful with the pink mushroom there. It's still drying, so I don't want to put my fingers in it, you know, mess it all up, especially because we've got a pretty smooth finish to it. I don't want to mess with it. Oh, so good. And I like that the paint is causing the bump a little bit too. It's giving so much texture to this. But that's what we want. Alright, there we go. Oof. Cool, cool. That one was a little irregular, but happy accidents. We just let it go. It looks like an irregular bump. That's all. Okay. Okay. There we go. Doing all right. Oh, the smaller bumps are difficult. There we go. Doing pretty good. Just getting an idea for what the lower bumps are going to feel like. Okay. There we go. Oh, these are looking real good. Alright, okay. I want to give this a little wash. reset the brush a bit. Every now and then you want to do that. Even with the glow paints that are really nice to work with, you want to make sure you reset your brush a bit. It just helps the paint flow better across the brush when it doesn't have to compete with itself, you know? There we go. I don't know why I'm whispering. Okay. Oh, these bumps look so good. Just gotta be very careful with the placement. I want to make sure I'm covering the purple areas that have been painted only as much as possible. That way when I do the glow UV light on it to see what it looks like, it shows me only what I want it to. That's why painting with glow light is with glow paint is a little tricky. This one you do have to be very precise with. This paint is not very forgiving. Alright, but we are looking good here. The dotting is going very well. And any happy accidents we have are exactly that, happy accidents. Oh, I can't wait to see what this looks like finished. Oh, we might need a little more purple paint. But like I said, we can always add more. These glow paints were pretty expensive. Only one guy makes this particular style, and I liked these better than the other advertised style, so that's why I ordered these guys. But they come from Cyprus, which is near the Greek coast, so quite far away, and it's a little tiny island. So can you imagine how much time it takes to ship from there to here? Even with our new technology and everything, you know, making shipping way faster than it used to be. Getting stuff from Cyprus, oh, it takes ages just to ship it out of the island, because they're an island, so they don't have too much commerce in and out. They have to wait for like the ferries and stuff, and the mail ferries as well, which are just boats in charge of mail. Alright guys, I'm going to call it there. I'm out of the glow paint on my palette and I don't want to push it too far. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there for a bit, but I want to grab my flashlight and see what it's looked like with the glow. Oh, look at that. Look at the contrast. Look at the difference between the glow and not the glow. The bumps and not the bumps. That looks crazy. Whoa. I wish you could see it on my end, because on your end it looks kind of bluey. Bluey. Blue. But on my end it looks so purple with the red. It looks really good. Oh, I'm so excited for that. Thank you so much for joining me today while we painted these crazy mushrooms that belong to the Fae of Extraeus. It's been so much fun painting with you guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's watching. I know it's really hot out there in some parts of the world right now, so just stay cool, stay safe, stay hydrated, because you're important. You matter, okay? And frankly, uh, no one's going to watch out for us but us, right? So let's keep a good foot out there. Uh, keep yourself safe. If you like what you see, go ahead and give me a follow. It all helps me grow. I really appreciate it. If you like to see more content like this, you can always follow us at Couple of Nerds Productions YouTube and join our Couple of Nerds Discord as well to catch all the fun stuff ahead of time, and see some, you know, secret glimpses into our artwork, the homebrew campaign, everything. So, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a good one, guys, and I will see you on the coming Wednesday for some more Project Zomboid. All right, have a good one. Bye.
Mic off.